Ukraine deploys soldiers to Chernobyl. Because the extremely radioactive Chernobyl site is seen as a possible entry point for Kremlin aggressors, Ukraine has sent soldiers to protect against any Russian assault. According to the New York Times, the Chernobyl exclusion zone in northern Ukraine is at danger of being overrun despite the fact that the site is still radioactive and mostly consists of deserted settlements and vacant farmland. As a result, the quickest route for Putin's forces to reach Kiev would be via the remote region. Ukrainian forces, armed with Kalashnikov weapons and radiation detection equipment, are presently patrolling the wintry woods and deserted streets of Chernobyl in anticipation of a Russian entry into the exclusion zone, which was created in 1986 after a nuclear meltdown. In an interview with the New York Times, Ukrainian border guard Lieutenant Colonel Yuri Shakrychuk said, "It doesn't matter whether it is polluted or nobody lives here." Ukrainian soldiers tasked with guarding the exclusion zone are required to wear radiation detectors on a lanyard around their necks, and procedures provide that if they accidentally stray into a region that has been heavily irradiated, they must be promptly removed from duty. Colonel Shakrychuk told the New York Times that none of the soldiers had been exposed to large quantities of radiation thus far. There are just a small number of Ukrainian troops in the region. Thus their primary goal is to monitor the area for any indications of Russian activity. "We gather information regarding the situation along the border," Colonel Shakrychuk remarked. Several months ago, more Ukrainian forces were sent to the Chernobyl exclusion zone after the Kremlin's decision to relocate its troops to Belarus, a country with a border only 5 miles away. Those who remember the 1986 joint response initiated by Russian and Ukrainian rescue services have reacted angrily to signs of Russian animosity towards the region. The shortest path from Belarusian border to Kiev is across the Chernobyl zone, which is over 1,000 square miles. In spite of this, the Kremlin may have a less favorable view of the northern invasion path because of its marshy region and heavy woodlands. Workers who work in Chernobyl still live there, and they keep safety equipment like containment structures in place. When Alexei Prishepa told the New York Times what would kill him first, the virus, radiation, or war, he said, "We don't know which one will kill us first." Mr. Prishepa, on the other hand, indicated his apathy to the Kremlin's acquisition of the poisoned territory. "It is a desolate place," he said. "In this area, nothing will ever develop." It wasn't until a series of events in the area forced Ukraine to cluster troops there. First the buildup of Russian forces and then the migrant crisis in Belarus in November, that Ukraine decided to protect the exclusion zone against Russian incursion. In response, Ukraine sent an additional 7,500 soldiers to the Belarusian border. In February, Russia and Belarus will conduct joint military exercises, providing Moscow an excuse to deploy additional soldiers and equipment to its partner, and raising worries of an invasion into Ukraine even more.